Oh, good evening, everybody. Just got back. Well, went to the train show this morning in Ancaster, and picked up another 12 of these guys. So that brings me up to 20 of them. I'm not sure how to use them just yet, so I was doing some research and came across Larry Puckett, DCC guy, and I do want to use just a regular switch, I guess. So I've uh, I've got similar to what he had, but not exactly what he had, and I've tried wiring it up the way he suggested. Now I'm using an on-off-on, and he had an on-on, so this is a three-position toggle instead of a two-position toggle. One thing he did suggest is using the double diode that's soldered. I'm not sure exactly what that does, but I managed to get this guy working. I'm using a 9-volt power supply. He suggests a 16-volt. I think he's suggesting the 16 because it he's got two LEDs wired in series, I guess, and that does pull the voltage down. So I don't have any LEDs on this one, so I'm only using 9 volts. And I did some reading online that anything, I think it's sub 12 volts is fine. Anyway, you guys can do some reading on that, but this is 9 volts. Also read that the lower the voltage, I guess to a certain point, the slower the actual throw bar goes. So I've got it working in one direction, and that's the middle section. However, it doesn't come back. So I don't know what I've done wrong here, but I've ordered some on. If you look at this one, it says on, off, on. So that could be the problem right here. But we'll find out in a few weeks whether I can sort this out. The idea for these is for me and my boys to be able to use these guys for the hard to reach switches. Not the stuff you see in front of you. That's really easy to reach. We can switch that, no problem. But yeah, the other stuff definitely needs a bit of a helping hand. So that's it for tortoises. I'm going to hopefully get those hooked up soon and make this layout a bit more usable for my little guys. See what's coming in now here across the bridge. Oh, here we go. So as you saw last week, I managed to finish up BNSF 2098. And I've been working on some of those steel coil cars this week. Not too much really, but just a little bit. But I've got these guys running now, and I guess I'll turn the sound on just for a bit. And we'll do a light show as well. Stay tuned. Okay, as I was saying, I went to the train show this morning in Ancaster, and I was looking for coil cars, and I did find 4. So this is the first one here. This is quite cool, and this is Indiana Harbor Belt one. And I did find some photographs online of a few things, especially capturing the hood. That's going to be an interesting one to weather. I'm going to look forward to that one. This is probably the best find here, which would be the CN one. Those are extremely rare, and all I have to do is weather that one. I don't have to decal it or anything like that. So happy with these. These are all Atlas, by the way. And then I got 2 Union Pacific ones, pretty much the same except for the number 242004 and 242080. Interesting thing, I couldn't find any of these things online, and it turns out that looks like Union Pacific doesn't actually have any of this type of coil car in their roster. So these ones are probably most likely going to go to match the CN 187. I've got a few different favorites that I found there, and it's a pretty simple swap over. I'll just have to do the reporting mark on all 4 sides and wipe out the Union Pacific crest on the hood. So those most likely these will all be the CN gray ones, and then I got to find some GTW ones as well. But Union Pacific pretty much only has, as far as I can tell, they have the dual hood units, And then they have this type here, which is the Conrail one. So this guy's almost done. He needs a bit more weathering. I'll zoom in so you can see the details on these ones. So that was my first Scale Trains one. And then I got a couple more Atlas coming through here. So US Steel, I haven't got any photographs of this one from the Geneva Works at all. If anybody has any photographs, I'd appreciate them, just to see how far weathered these things actually are. I'm not sure if they're freshly painted or totally destroyed. I think this guy right here, the CP one, is going to be a GTW. If I can get some decals to match, that'll be a GTW. I don't think CP has those ones anymore. And then this guy here, I'm not sure, but that might be a leaser. It was going to be a CN one, but now that I got 3 of those, I probably don't need another one. Anyway, but that was a kit one. I had to put that together from Atlas. That was just a railgun in the middle here. And then, of course, you've seen these last week. Made a bit of progress on the decaling on some of them. But yeah, still a ways away from getting these completed. Yeah, so these are CIGX and then the Crab Orchard and Egyptian. That CSX is pretty much going to be faded into oblivion, so yeah, you won't really notice that too much. That's freshly decaled. And then this one is one of my favorite ones. This is another CIGX one. And then this one I think is going to be a CGLX one. That's going to be black. And then some random hopper on the back. So yeah, those are my, I got 12 coil cars now, so that's actually a pretty good fleet. I think I'll stop there, and if anybody knows if they've got any carbon blacks, I would like to get a few of those for my railroad, my future railroad. Yeah, what else can I say? I've been drawing up a future layout. It's actually a mushroom design for an attic space in our future house, which, we haven't built yet. But of course, you get ahead of yourself and you plan the railroad before you actually build the house. Of course you do. Anyway, future plans. I'll show you guys that in the future when I actually do get the house plans firmed up. But we've got to start building that soon. Anyway, that's all for now. Just a quick update. And hope everybody had a good weekend. Take care. Have a good evening.